Hey everyone, it's LockheartQT and welcome to the video today, and today I'm going to be talking about Destiny 2 The Final Shape. If you don't know anything about me, well, I love Destiny. I've been playing it since D1 Alpha, all those many years ago, nearly 10 years ago now, and I've been playing this game for 10 years on and off. I just love Destiny 2 and I can't wait for The Final Shape, and today I wanted to just give my honest thoughts on everything that's been shown to us so far for The Final Shape, and I'll also do a video in the future going over all the Into the Light stuff now that most of the weapons have come out and legend modes come out with all 50 waves, so let's get right into it. So starting off with Prismatic, the Final Shape, if you don't know, doesn't really have a traditional new subclass. You know, for example, we got Stasis and Strand, and in Destiny 2, Destiny 1 we got brand new subclasses there as well, although we do get brand new supers for Arc Void and Solar, and I'll go on to those a bit later. We get a brand new subclass that is a combination of all of our abilities that we've, gained thus far throughout Destiny 1 and 2, and it's called Prismatic. So Prismatic is the combination of light and dark. It charges underneath the super bar, where you'll have like a light and dark sort of cut in half under your super bar, and it then glows pink, which is called Transcendence. Using Prismatic, you can combine subclass powers together. Warlocks, for example, can wield Void and Stasis together at the exact same time. You can have Arc, Strand and Stasis for the Hunters. And Bungie really want to transcend subclasses and allow us to make our own Guardian, which I think is really cool. And this really allows tons of builds and different combinations. And the possibilities here, if Bungie allow us to fully customize it, whether it be at launch with the Final Shape or in the future through updates, we're going to be able to create some really crazy combinations here. I think so far Prismatic looks really cool. I think a lot of people were expecting the brand new red subclass or another darkness subclass, but I think for the lore and the story, I think a subclass which combines light and dark is really cool. Now I know a lot of people are saying, well, isn't this going to just negate using any other subclass? Well, no. The Bungie haven't just said, oh, you can use any super with any grenade, any melee, etc. Like I said earlier, it will be confined to Warlock, Titan, Hunter, what they can use. For example, Strand, Arc and Stasis will be sort of locked to Hunter, certain abilities there, so that kind of balances it out a little bit. But I do think the combination here will be really cool, purely for the fact that you can have different grenades and melees from different class abilities and different elements, and I think it's going to make things like raids and nightfalls and past content from Destiny 1 and 2 replayable in a brand new way, and I really like this brand new subclass, and I can't wait to see how they reveal it in the story, because in the Final Shape 2-minute trailer that we got separate from the reveal, we sort of show a Guardian dying, and then we seemingly get this new power. Hopefully it won't be like how Strand was in Lightfall, where essentially Strand was very slowly given us over a certain time throughout the story, and it was drip fed to us, and then Strand was finally given to us at the end of the story. I don't want that personally. I want Prismatic from the get-go, or at least like the second or third mission in the campaign, so we get to use it for the entirety of the campaign to go against the Witness. And speaking of which, we get a brand new enemy race. By the way, before we go any further, I should have really said this at the start, but massive spoilers here, but we are getting a brand new enemy race. For the first time ever really in Destiny history, we're getting a brand new race. So you could argue that the Taken were a brand new race and the Scorn, however, they were sort of palette swaps of, the Fallen, and the Taken were basically every single race palette swapped, and, abilities changed and certain things added here and there. But the Dread are a brand new enemy race completely from the ground up, and we've already seen one being, well, the Tormentor that you've seen in Destiny 2 over the past, year and a half, really. We've seen the Tormentor, and that is one of the enemies, and oh my god, these guys look so cool. I've been waiting for so long for a brand new faction, a brand new enemy faction, and I'll just go over them really quickly. So first off, we have the Grim, which is a flying enemy with a gun, and this thing looks terrifying. It kind of reminds me of the parasites from Black Ops 3 Zombies, you know, with like Shadows of Evil and Revelations. Essentially, the Grim will fly, it will scream and swoops down, and it has a screech ability that if it hits you, it suppresses you and slows you down. I can imagine these will be like Taken thralls and Hive thralls, where, you know, like 1 or 2 are not bad, but if you have about 20 on screen all at once, you're going to have to do AoE to deal with them, or they're going to hit you hard, and that's just really cool game design in my opinion. The Husk is a melee bruiser type that will essentially hunt you down, and if you actually kill the Husk in the wrong way, it spawns the Ghast, which comes out from its stomach and chases you around and explodes. And again, all of these enemies look like to be existing races that have been warped and changed by the Witness in the story, so I can't wait to see, you know, if there are any more surprising enemies down the line. And we also have Strand and Stasis enemies like a pairing. They can freeze you, they can pull you across the battlefield or suspend you, and you have the Weaver, which uses Strand and will pull you towards it, sort of like a rubber band. That was the example they used in the gameplay. This new enemy race, this new faction, the Dread, they all look fantastic, and I'm really hoping they appear as the majority enemy in the brand new raid. And next up, the Pale Heart. So as a fan of Destiny 1 and someone who grew up playing Destiny 1 in my teens, the Pale Heart, you know, with this story, we're going inside the Traveller, we're going inside the Pale Heart of the Traveller, and the new patrol area, the new exploration, is going to be essentially locations from Destiny history that we've seen. For example, we've got the tree from IO, the sort of the light and darkness tree that we saw on IO. We've got the Destiny 1 tower, which, oh, I love the Destiny 1 tower. I'm someone who has advocated for the Destiny 1 tower to come back as an actual social space in Destiny 2. Sadly, Bungie haven't done it to this date. I do think it would be quite easy for them to do and to, you know, implement, maybe take out the farm and add the Destiny 1 tower. We've seen it in the background being built, so hopefully this is something, maybe it is something like we beat the campaign of the final shape and we unlock the Destiny 1 tower as a social space. That would be quite cool. But we have it as part of the patrol space, and this is the first ever linear patrol space, which I don't know how I feel about. Again, it's something that we have never had in Destiny. We usually get like a looping circle or like a big open area with branching paths. And the fact that this is going to be the first ever linear patrol zone is going to be very interesting indeed. Hopefully it will have loads of branching paths and secrets. I think it will be, but I've got to be honest, like, past locations, I hope it isn't just past locations. I hope it is like brand new areas entirely, which it does look like to be from screenshots and trailers that we've seen so far. But yeah, we'll see areas such as the Wall from the Plague Lands from the Rise of Iron DLC from Destiny 1. We've got the D1 Tower, we've got the Last City, more so from Destiny 2, and we've just got loads of things that are returning, and like I said, the tree from IO. So we'll have to see what else pops up here and there as well. That, and I can't wait to see how weird it gets. In the trailer, you saw things like mountains with rib cages. You saw like hands coming out of rocks and things. I just can't wait to see how, because Bungie said the further you get to the Witness, the weirder and more bizarre the patrol space is going to become. The Pale Heart is going to react to you fighting the Witness. So I really hope that in some way, shape or form we just see some weird and bizarre stuff. Okay, so brand new exotics. Well, we're getting brand new auto rifle archetypes that can heal, you know, other players, which is fantastic. The Tessellation fusion rifle, which you get from actually pre-ordering the final shape, you can get that right now, and you can actually use this fusion rifle in Destiny 2 right now. I've used it in a bit, and it's okay from what I've used. It's nothing like game changing, but it's, you know, it's a pretty good fusion rifle. We've got Kvostov, which is, you know, the first ever gun that was in Destiny. It was the tutorial weapon weapon and then came back in Destiny 1, and I'm really shocked that it never came back properly as an exotic in Destiny 2, but here we are, it's definitely coming for the final shape. And lastly, we've got Red Death. I'm not going to talk about too many more exotics because I feel like I don't want to spoil it for a lot of people. You know, if you want to find out more, you can go find that elsewhere, but Red Death's coming back. If you don't know what Red Death is, it was one of the most OP weapons in Year 1 Destiny 1, so glad to see that that's coming back. And we've got exotic class items which are also returning from Destiny 1, but this time these are brand new exotic class items that let you steal and mix perks from other exotics. Now, from what I've understood from what Bungie have said in both their TWAB as well as the actual the trailer, is that you get to not only mix perks, but they'll be randomly rolled, meaning that on some of the class items, you can probably get some absolutely broken rolls here, mixing 2 exotic perks from different exotics that you currently own. I imagine, for example, you could get like 2 melee-focused perks, and it would just make your Titan melee absolutely broken, or you can make like 2 perks from AoE armor pieces to make grenades and their AoE abilities and Scorch and things like that, and Devour, and it's just mind-boggling. It's kind of like Prismatic. The amounts of combinations that could exist from this are going to be absolutely broken if it's not properly managed by Bungie, so we're going to have to wait and see there. And although we're not getting a traditional subclass, Bungie are making up for this by the fact that we're getting 3 new supers. Titans are getting a new void ability called Twilight's Arsenal, where you get to carry around a big axe and swing it about, as well as throwing it on the floor for AoE damage. You have Arc Hunters called Storm Edge, which it's kind of like Blade Dancer from Destiny 1, but this time you get to throw a knife and you sort of teleport and zip to it, creating AoE and lightning and arc damage. Then you get Solar Warlocks. Personally, I'm a Warlock main, so this makes me quite happy. The fact that we're going to get unlimited melee and grenades on a short amount of time with our new super called Solar Flame is going to be very interesting indeed. And finally, I wanted to talk about the raid. So currently we don't have like a proper name or any information. All we know is that the final boss of the new raid is going to be the Witness, sort of like how we got to fight Oryx in the Taken King, and then obviously in King's Fall we then got to finally kill Oryx. So I personally love it when the raid boss is the actual boss. I kind of feel like having a side boss is a bit, you know, underwhelming in certain circumstances, but I can't wait to fight the Witness. This raid, from what Bungie have said and from what leaks have come out of it, apparently this raid is going to be absolute bonkers, and it's going to be one of the best raids that has ever come out according to Bungie, which is going to be very interesting. The fact that they've also said this is going to be one of the most hardest raids, we're going to have to wait and see on that, because we all know the Destiny community does like to shred through content. And if you guys don't know, the final shape is releasing on June 4th. However, with a bit of a spanner in the works and a brand new change from Bungie, the raid is launching on June 7th, which is 3 days after launch, meaning that all players taking part in the raid are going to have to be raid ready in 3 days, meaning that a lot of people that are grinding it out aren't going to get any sleep. So for a lot of people, if you want to book time off work, personally I'd go and do it now so you're ready for that. I don't know if I'm going to play for 4 days, 5 days, 6 days straight. I don't know. I don't really have a team currently to run day one raids with anymore, sadly, because a lot of my friends that I used to play with, my clan mates, unfortunately don't play Destiny anymore. So if any of you watching want to play Destiny, just hit me up. I'll have my Bungie ID on the screen now as well as in the description. And that's been about it, my honest thoughts going into the final shape. I'm very excited, but I'm also cautiously optimistic, because we as a community for Destiny, we came out of the Witch Queen at such a high, and then Lightfall came out and it was just such a letdown on pretty much most aspects, especially with the story. And since this, although it's not the last ever expansion, this is the big final expansion for Destiny 1, Destiny 2 story until we go into a brand new saga and brand new story. So Bungie have to get this right, and I'm not expecting them to get everything perfect. I am expecting to, you know, have a few issues with a few things, but I'm hoping that we get something on par with the Taken King, Forsaken, or the Witch Queen. If they can do that and then make it, you know, a bit nostalgic and hit home for Destiny 1, Destiny 2 fans, then I think we've got a winner on our hands here. And for what we've been shown so far, I'd say Bungie are doing very well, and especially with everything we've had from Into the Light, and I'll go on to that in a future video, I think that we might have a winner here, but again, we're going to have to wait and see. So everyone, thank you for watching the video today, and don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about the raid news, the fact that it's only coming 3 days after launch? What do you think about the new exotic class items, new supers, Prismatic, the new patrol area, the new exotics, the new enemy race, the Dread? Tell me all about it in the comments below, and more importantly, are you picking up the final shape, and are you going to be playing it and enjoying it, and do you still play Destiny 2? Thank you so much for watching, and for more gaming, Mass Effect, Destiny 2 news, whatever it may be, don't forget to check me out on Twitter in the description below, as well as subscribe to me on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!